Let's go with Patrick in Missouri. Patrick, you're live with Eric and Jim.
Hi.
Hi.
You guys.
Kind of weird.
Depends on what this next subject or question is.
Kind of weird.
Okay. Well, I'm glad, Jim. I'm so glad that you're here on the show. I've been watching the show now for about 3 months. I've been a closeted atheist for very many years. I own a business in a town that is very religious. It's the seat of a diocese. And I own a bar and restaurant. My wife and I do. And
did you send an email to us?
Yeah, I did.
So I was absolutely packed, but I think I was able to read like the first paragraph or so. I'm actually glad you called because it was interesting. I just didn't have the time.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I'll be honest with you. I'm using not my real name, and I don't want to get into a lot of details about this.
That's good. You don't even have to use your real state. You're good. But go ahead.
No, well, if you read parts of the email, here's my issue. I came to be an atheist over a long, long road. It's not something that happens overnight, of course. I've owned this business for 20 years now, and my wife and I, we have 20 employees, 11 of which are full-time, and we provide them with health care benefits and things of that nature. I've come to a moral dilemma, and Jim, I think you probably, for your long, long association with the atheist community in this country, you might have known people that are in my same situation. I really want to get involved with the local atheist, humanist community. I know those things are not mutually the same, but I feel like that if I do that, how much business are we going to lose? 10%, 20%? And that money we use that to help other people. And that's my quandary. And this is something that's been bothering me for, I don't know, a couple of months now. And for the longest time, I just said, well,
Yeah.
My close friends know my feelings. My close friends that I know that they won't use that against me. But I'm just afraid, we can't go there because the guy that owns that place, he's an atheist. So
the answer to your question is depends, and what your comfort level is and what you want to do. And getting involved in a community does not mean you have to be on TV talking about atheism. There are things you can do to support the organization financially. There are things you can do behind the scenes to support the community. And the other, so I would say, yes, you can get involved. At some level, it probably shouldn't be that big of a deal. If you're going on TV protesting the Ark Encounter and doing a business saying, I'm Bob from Bob's Bar and Grill, and I'm an atheist and, religion sucks, that's probably going to hurt your business. But just being part of a community is not a big deal. The other thing is, when people are in your business, you don't say, hey, I'm an atheist and talk about atheism. You do your job. But at the same time, we tell people we don't deny it, and we make sure when they experience an atheist, it's the most pleasurable, best experience they've ever had. I go to Mississippi, Indiana, Alabama, some of the most conservative religious organizations, wearing atheist t-shirt, introducing myself with American Atheists, and I rarely get negative pushback or feedback, and I make sure it's a pleasurable experience for them.
Absolutely.
Even when I'm getting restaurant, gas, anywhere, I want them to understand.
And if you can't be an out atheist in your community, which it sounds like that would be a pretty rough decision for you, like he said, the organizations that you can join can be very cognizant of it. Right here at the ACA, there are times we take pictures of people being, active and all of that, but we always ask, hey, are you out to your friends and family? Are you okay with a picture being taken of you? Because we don't want to be the reason somebody got outed. And there are people who say, oh, actually, I don't want to be in the picture. And they kind of pop out, we take the picture, and then they go back to it, right? There are things like that you can absolutely do and be involved. It's just communication. It's a communication. Make sure you're talking to the event organizers and say, hey, I want to be involved. I just can't be out there for
and even just a regular picture. It's also, you don't have to be out in the spotlight, but you don't have to hide.
Yes.
And I think that's a big difference where a lot of people get confused of, do you have to hide versus being, just be yourself and do your thing. If you want to go to the potluck, go to the potluck. If you want to hear a speaker talk, go to hear the speaker talk. There's no reason you can't be associated with them. If they're doing a very visible protest or event, then you have to make a decision. But also, if our communities get involved in things like sex education, LGBTQ equal rights issues, you shouldn't be embarrassed to be supporting them, because there's probably clergy supporting those issues too.
Yeah.
So you don't have to stand where you are with those. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it does. That helps. I mean,
yay.
Last year we hosted the first Pride Night in our community.
Fantastic.
And
nice.
Yeah. And we did it again this year. And I haven't seen any drop, although I know that there are some people that come into the establishment that are very, very narrow-minded when it comes to people and their sexuality. Mm-hmm. But I'm at this point. I think I feel like I want to help more. I do donate to the local community. We help them out. We give like gift cards when they have fundraisers and things of that nature. So we help in that way. But it just really, I'm at a quandary. I'm at a place where I'm feeling like I really want to get further involved and help more, because I think that there is a lot of good being done in the atheist and the humanist community around this area. And I think it could use more support.
I feel like our answers may not have been applicable now with a little more information. Patrick, at that point, when you want to get more involved in an involvement that you know would negatively impact your business, that's a decision that you need to make together with your partner and your family. And it's not necessarily going to be a fun conversation, and it may not come out with the answer that you want, and it may. But best of luck, man. I wish that there was a better response to give. What do you think, Jim?
I mean, I was fired for being an atheist. So I was accused of being for gay rights and being an atheist and for abortion. And I answered yes. And they're like, you can't say that. And I'm like, you can't ask me that. So when I say I understand the consequences, I understand the consequences.
Wow.
But I was in a position financially and willing to, I couldn't hide anymore, but I was the guy going on TV. So I took it a whole nother level. So you have to understand the consequence. But I like what you're doing of, I'm going to host a Pride Night. Yes. I'm going to support women. You can have your event at my place. We are inclusive. We are welcoming. That is a great way to get involved. People need venues. And there's all sorts of social issues that humanists and atheists support that they need, where you have an establishment people can come to. And that's a great way. And then when you have the guy come in, that's the bigot, to be like, hey, next Tuesday's Pride Night, you might want to come in on Wednesday. Like, like, hey, we are a business. We support all people. When you're talking to those people, you don't have to take a personal stance. Like, if the church wanted to come in and have 20 people, would you feed them and let them have their event there?
Well, that would depend. Because if it was a what do I want to say, a very fundamentalist sect that I felt like was very hateful towards certain people, I think I would turn it away. I think that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, well, it's different if they're going to have like an anti-gay rally at your place. That's very different than like, hey, we are just here to.
Right.
For food or beverage or what that is, and not get engagement. So supporting the community is a way you can get involved without calling yourself out as much or drawing, negative attention. But like to Eric's point, there are consequences to our actions, and you have to be willing to accept those of how far you want to go, and only you and your family can answer that.
Well, the main reason I called is I just wanted to throw this off against the board, besides just talking to my wife. And she said, call them up, see what they have to say about it. And we've talked about this for quite a while. And that's it. We're going to be coming to Austin here in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to coming by the center and meeting you guys. I'm big fans of what you're doing, and not only your community, but all of the communities out there that are trying to educate and let people know that, you know, you don't have to be a born again or a Bible or a cradle Catholic or whatever to be a good person.
That's right. That's right.
Right on. And if Patrick's coming, I guess right now.
Right.
Right.
Patrick.
I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks so much.
Take care, brother. I look forward to meeting you, man. Let's go out for a drink.
Yeah, we will. I'll be in touch.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Take care. All right. I think it's time to thank those patrons. We have 2 more callers on the line.